Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to another beautiful morning on Spectacle Island. Well, beautiful, there's a little bit of a cloud around, but nice and sunny. We haven't seen Dogsy for a while, haven't had a hello to him in one of the videos, so I thought I'd come over, say hello to him. He does need a little bit of food, we'll just give him a feed. And once he's had that to eat, I thought maybe we'd play a little bit of fetch with him. We're just waiting for our worker to turn up. He should be here anytime soon. You finished there, Dogsy? Gonna come over and play fetch? Alright. Come on, over here. Whoa. Oh, okay. Tim. Nice to see you there, mate. Don't sneak up on me like that. You give me a heart attack. Welcome along, our helper today, Tim Maslin. Nice to have you here. Tim has been a long time supporter of the channel, often in our live streams chatting away, and he put a message up on the last video saying he would be more than honoured to be here to help us out and get his name up there on the honours board. So welcome along, Tim. Great to have you here. Now, just having a bit of a chat about what we're going to be doing today. We're a little bit in between jobs. Crops aren't ready yet. We've obviously got all our fields planted. The wheat is coming along. It can't be too far away. And if you can just see over there in the background, in fact, we'll go over and have a look. The corn we planted in the last episode is up, which is good. It means we can get in there and give it another dose of fertilizer. So give that a good kick in the proverbial and get growing even better than it is already. I may even also run around the outside of the wheat field, because we just have a look at the map there. You'll see the shape of the field versus what's actually been fertilized is a little bit different, because if you remember back, we actually enlarged that field more than I was expecting to. So that's one of the field work. Otherwise, we've got a lot of logs lying around that need to be removed and sold. There's a couple lying down over here. We've got a few stacked next to the wheat field. There's a tree down there by the pig enclosure that we need to remove, and obviously the whole lot that over by where we have placed the greenhouse. There's a few things to do, so we might use Tim to, perhaps he can run down and sell some of those. We'll get them loaded. He can take the loads down for us. So plenty to do. Nothing better to do than get into it. So we'll go and get started with some spraying. We're just getting the sprayer here hooked up onto the back of the Fendt. I think it'll be the best tractor for doing a little bit of spraying. We do have some herbicide just there in the tote. You can just see just out the door. So we'll get backed up into that. Get this all filled up. Then I'm going to run down and go around the wheat field. There we go. It's topped up. Yes, as I was saying, I'll go and run around the wheat field, get the pieces that hadn't been fertilised on that at least once before harvest, and then I might get Tim to do these other two fields for us while we take a look at cutting up and loading some of these logs. So as you can see, the wheat is growing quite nicely. Just have to remember, we're not going to damage anything. No, these are crop friendly tyres on the Fendt. So I think with the width of the boom we have on this, one lap of the field should be enough to cover the vast majority of the areas that we didn't do or weren't done by mowing the grass. We'll just head along here, just take a quick look. In fact, there's actually quite an area in there just to our right which we could come back and do. So I'm just going to run around and do this. We'll take a look once we've been around once, see where else we can get to, and make sure that at least all of the wheat has had a little bit of fertiliser put to it on it. We do want to maximise our yields as much as we can. What's a bit of a worry, we've just managed to go through 400 litres of spray or fertiliser and not even get that field or part of the field's done. I'll just have a look there. We've got the most of it done. You can see the light blue is obviously the piece we've just done, and the dark blue was what was mown. So we'll go back and top up. It does leave me a little bit worried we're not going to have enough fertiliser to do the whole field though. So it may necessitate another trip down to the shop and picking up another tote or two. I'm pretty confident that this is only a 1,000 litre tote. In fact, if we just top off there, it might tell us what's left in it. No, it's not going to. That's alright. We'll go and carry on, and then we'll get Tim going on these fields. We'll see how far we can get and figure out a way to go and get some more fertiliser. Alright, there we are. That's done. So we didn't use too much up on that second part of the field. I did adjust the application rate a little bit, but there you can see the light blue's all been done once. Obviously the dark blue has been done twice. So we'll just get pulled over here. Now Tim is over here waiting. He is dead keen to get into this field. So we'll get this set up for him. We'll use some course play, obviously, and get him started on some spraying. And there we go, Tim is off and spraying. He looks pretty assured in the job, which is good to see. It leaves me a lot of confidence. Now he is on the up and down rows with the course play. It is going from here back down to the top of the cliff, so fingers crossed he's nice and careful around there. But we'll leave him to it, and we'll run down. I think we will go and put the log trailer on the back of the Deutz, and then go around and start getting a few logs cut up and loaded. We're just about to put the log fork on the front here. I've got the tractor around the corner to get those few logs out from behind the shed, and Tim has radioed and said he needs some more fertiliser. So we've put the pallet fork on, and we'll get this tote picked up and take it down for him. Save having to run back down here. Downside being, probably means we're going to have to buy some more to do this field on the right here. So we'll go down and see how he's going and get this topped up. Alright, so we'll get Tim backed up over here. Now that I've got my HUD on, I actually see these are 2,000 litres, so we'll have more than enough to do that other field, which is good news. So we'll get topped up and keep moving. And there we go, he is off again. So take this back down. No doubt we'll need to put a little bit more on it to do the other field. He's made good progress through there though. He is racing. Like I've said before, that sprayer, darn sight better than the first one we had. And just as quick as you like, Tim has finished this field already. We haven't even had a chance to get near the chainsaw. So we'll go down and set him going in this other field, which is going to take even less time. Not going to complain though, very efficient. And there he goes off again in this little field. Like I say, it is not going to take him very long, so probably just enough time for us to get the log forks onto the wheel loader and possibly get these couple of logs around the corner cut up. Which will actually be good timing, because then we can get Tim to drive the Deutz around and we'll go around collecting logs. So, as I was saying, with Tim over there applying the fertilizer to the second field, we can come over here and try and get these logs cut up to some lengths and loaded onto the trailer. In fact, looking at the size of them, we're probably just about going to fit all of these just on the one trailer. So if I cut this one up, I'm just going to try about that length, hoping that we've kind of got that about right. We'll jump into the loader here and see how it looks. Just get that down. I do need to look, this loader has done us well for the time we've had it, but I think as our demands are increasing, it may be time to look at replacing it, either with a bigger loader, so we look at a telehandler, or something else. I'm not quite sure yet. It won't be being completely replaced though. I would keep it to probably help with the animals. Just something that is simple tasks, cleaning up spilt food, feeding them, those kind of things. There we go. We'll get this first log dropped into here. In fact, before we drop it, I'm just going to move the tractor forward a little bit. We're a little bit close there to the cab. There you go. That looks a little bit better. Turn that off. We don't want to be wasting diesel. Back in there. Now hopefully we haven't got too big an overhang and it's going to sit there just nicely. Right. Certainly wouldn't want them any longer than that, but that length should just about do. I'm not going too far. Although we are going to ask Tim to drive it for us, so we don't want to be too hard on the guy. Right. Get this one loaded up and then we'll get the rest cut and put on as well. We go just the last 3 end pieces here. I'm getting those put on. You can see Tim is very health and safety conscious actually. He wandered around after finishing the spraying and deliberately walked around that end of the shed, mindful of where I was operating and making sure that the loader operator could see where he was approaching from. So kudos to you, Tim. Right, with that all loaded up, I think the next one I'm going to tackle is there's the tree down here, which is in the middle. I'll just sneak through the bushes. Down here in the middle of our track, right there in front of us. So I think if I just fell it back in this direction, so we'll just get out of the way a little bit. And then we can get it chopped up and the stump cleared, and we will be able to have a good space to turn around here when we come down to the pig pen and any future pens such as horses or cows, which we might get around this other side here. Alright, there we go. I think if I pick this up, I should then be able to cut it in half to make it a good length for the trailer. As long as I've got it properly. Let's try opening this up. There it is in properly. Now if we cut it off about halfway, about there. I was just thinking I should be able to manually load this piece in, but we'll just make sure we've got that in the forks properly before we try. Alright, there we go, we can lift this up and over. I have managed, even though I was mindful of it, have managed to get the logs a little bit close to the hitch. But hopefully, there's the smaller one, and we'll shake this bigger one here loose as well. There we go, might just have to try and drag it back down towards this side. That'll do. Not going to fight it. So we'll just get those strapped all on there properly. Right, and that is good to go. So I think to avoid us, can we overload that a little bit more? I think we'll get Tim to head off down to the sawmill and we'll go down and get started on cutting up the next pile. Alright, so you can just about see Tim off through the trees there. But just while we're driving out, I just thought I'd take a quick look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full boxes of eggs there, and about a half full box, which is good. Got a little bit of a mess there to clean up too. It's like we've got a little meeting going on here at the sheep. I hope you guys aren't plotting anything. And then over here we've got 4 full bales of wool, so we're going to have to consider getting some of that sold soon, or at least getting it moved out of the way so that there's space for the other to carry on spawning. But we'll get driven down and we'll move over to the logs next to the wheat field. Alright, round 2. Now, I have to go by memory because we don't have the trailer to measure off, but I think it looks a little bit shorter than the last one we did, which did prove to be too long. So, go through and cut these all off at this length, and once Tim's got that other load sold and he is back, we can, well, we will be all ready to start loading again. Well, there we go, $5,763 into the account for that wood. And that's not actually bad. We've had certainly had worse wood sales from that trailer, so that makes me feel a little bit better. That's about the equivalent of a firewood pallet, so that's good. Right, well, must mean Tim's on his way back, so we've got these cut up, and we are good to start getting loaded once he's here. There's Tim, he is back, so let's just crack straight into getting these loaded. We'll see how many loads we can get sold out of this. There's going to be a good at least 2, if not 3 loads of wood. So we can get that sort of $5,000 per load. We'll be looking at some good money. But I think we'll just get this done. I'm not going to force you to watch a whole lot of log loading. It's can be a bit cumbersome at some stages, particularly doing one log at a time. But we'll get this done and we'll fill you in on progress once we've got these all sold. Oh, well, Tim's got his work cut out for him with that load. That's probably pushing the limits of the trailer. That's getting pretty full, but we did get all of this first lot we cut on, so we'll see how he goes. Whoa, $9,719 for that load. That's much more than I was expecting. We've already made close to $14,000, or over $14,000, close to $15,000 off these logs. Well, that's fantastic. I've got these ones cut up, so we're just sitting here waiting now for Tim to get back and get loaded up with the next lot. We decided it was easier to park around behind us. That's fine, we can change direction. Now these logs I've managed to cut a little bit shorter. We certainly had overloaded the trailer a little bit last time, which you could see from the fact we made 9 grand off it. Well, let's carry on and get this lot loaded. Alright, Tim's off with another cracking looking load there. In fact, it's probably the best looking load we've done so far, and also for a very long time. Got the length of the logs looking much better, and the trailer is tracking very nicely. So he can head off again down to the sawmill, and we'll just carry on. As I suspected, not quite as much for that load, but still $6,000. So we're making some good money. There's not too much left here on this pile. I reckon there's another, at least 1 load. We might be able to get it in 2 with those smaller pieces. Hopefully another 6 or 7 grand here, and then we'll go over to where the greenhouses are and get those ones done too. We're just down here at the greenhouse. We've sold 2 more loads of logs. One was from the field over by the wheat. We cleared that out and got, I think, about 7 grand for that one. And then a few scraggly ends, the smaller ends, hard to say, that were down there, and then some of the bigger logs that we had here, and that was about 6 grand. So another 13 grand since we sold the last load that you saw, and we're up to 53,000. I'm just getting the last few logs loaded up here. It's good being able to do these few by hand. We've loaded the other ones obviously with the wheel loader, but we'll get these put on, run it down to the sawmill and see how much we get for this. But we've certainly done pretty well out of selling all of this wood. Very pleased with the result. All loaded up and on our way down to the sawmill for the very last time today. What's my pick for this? Probably about 4 grand, I reckon, for that load, based on what we've been getting for some of the others. So not our biggest one, but money all the same. So let's get down there and see what it's worth. Let's see how much we're going to get. $4,659. So pretty good guess on that estimate I made. giving us almost 58 grand, which is great. We're going to have to start making some more plans on what we might spend that on. Obviously, we need to pay for some repairs for the truck so we can get that truck up and running. Thank you to all those of you who commented on what you thought it might be worth to repair. I've got a pretty good guide on that, so hopefully we can get that sorted next time. But other than that, maybe a new seeder. We have a need for a corn header pretty soon, but I do know that that's not worth too much. And we also have been thinking about replacing or upgrading the wheel loader. Not replacing it, we'd keep it for lighter duties, but getting something that's a little bit heavier duty. And if we're planning on doing some more logging, maybe a bigger trailer, not sure. But let's just get back down to the farm and take a look to see if there's anything else we need to do before we wrap things up. Everything put away, we're going to go and just take care of the animals. Now I'm hoping in the very next episode the wheat will be ready and we'll be into harvesting that. So we can take care of tidying up some of the mess, making sure they've got plenty of food and water. We can do that today or now. We won't have to worry about that so much in the next episode, and we'll be able to jump straight into getting that harvested. So that's the sheep cleaned up. We will just spin around and see if they need some water. We'll do the same with the pigs and give the chickens a bit of a clean out too. Okay, not too much water needed there. The pigs cleaned up and give them some water, and then we'll be all done. Now I think this wheat harvest is going to be the crop that will change the farm. It will allow us to make some manure, which will get the greenhouse up and going. We'll be able to feed the chickens and have our own supply of chicken feed, so we can increase the number of chickens we have, which in turn will obviously mean more eggs. So I think once we get that wheat out of the way and all harvested, we are going to be starting to really motor along. But that was a fun little episode. We've got all the crops fertilised and we've cleaned up a lot of logs from around the farm, made a decent amount of coin, which means we can comfortably do some more things. We're just going to get that disconnected. We'll get this parked up over here. And there we go. Right. We'll get Tim's name added up there onto the honours board. You can see we've got Roxanne from last week. And Tim's sitting there in the tractor. He will make an appearance next week. If you want to get your name on the honours board, please leave a comment down below, offer your services, and you never know, it might be your turn. But as always, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed that episode, and I will catch you in the next one.